Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are going to continue our coverage and have a look at the ongoing situation between Taiwan and China, and more importantly, I would say from a strategic viewpoint, the the benefit of making sure Taiwan can defend itself, and Taiwan has the ability to break any sort of seaborne embargo of that nation, or airborne embargo of that nation state, that fully independent, fully autonomous nation state of Taiwan from the Chinese. And the big reason behind that is, again, the chip sector. The United States is very much dependent on those semiconductors that Taiwan exports around the world into the United States. If there were to ever be a war and the Chinese were to gain an upper hand in this area, in and around Taiwan, and the Chinese were able to prevent the production and outflow of those semiconductors. You think the supply situation is bad right now. Well, you have not seen anything. And quite frankly, obviously, if there were to be a conflict or a war between Taiwan and China, that would inherently cause that industry. We would see major problems in terms of logistics and supply chain interruptions. But with that being said, strengthening the Taiwan ability to defend itself, and possibly even have the ability to make it so costly for the Chinese, and ultimately maybe even defeat the Chinese in and around the Straits of Taiwan, would be something that should be looked at very closely by the United States. And the reason I bring this up is the massive backlog in arms shipments that the United States has committed to Taiwan that have not yet been delivered. And obviously, some of this is because of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, and some of those arms shipments have been diverted to Ukraine. But a lot of the weapon systems that were earmarked for Taiwan simply aren't being produced and shipped to Taiwan, irrespectively of what is happening in Ukraine. And the question is now, why? Why are we not really kind of getting on the ball and getting those weapon systems to Taiwan? What I wanted to do real quick is just kind of go down these weapon systems that in all probability have not yet been delivered to Taiwan. So the weapon systems that were earmarked under the presidency of Donald Trump were as follows. So, and I'll just kind of go down and we'll look at the date in which they were approved and the amount. So the first was 16 Standard Missile 2 Block 3As, RIM 66K. And let's see, all-up rounds, 47 Mark 93 Mod 1 Standard Missile 2 Block 3A guidance sections, 5 Mark 45 Mod 14 SM2 3A targeting detecting devices, 17 Mark 11 Mod 6 SM2 Block 3A autopilot battery units. And this was back in 2017, June 29th of 2017, $125 million. 168 Mark 54 lightweight torpedoes. Now, these are designed to be dropped out of helicopters or P-3 Orions to attack Chinese submarines. So that was in 2017 again, 175 million. That was part of that June 29th weapons package. 46 Mark 48 Mod 6 advanced technology heavyweight torpedoes. Upgrade the ANSLQ-32V3 electronic warfare systems in support of the 4X Kid class destroyers. 56 AGM-54C JSOW air-to-ground missiles, $185 million. These could have been deployed to and handed over to Ukraine. 50 AGM-88B HARMS high-speed anti-radiation missiles. Let's see here. SRP ANFPS 115 operations and maintenance follow-on and sustainment package, $400 million. Spare parts for F-16, C-130H, F-5EF, indigenous defense fighter, and other aircraft, $330 million. And it's possible some of that stuff was delivered. Let's see here. A continuation of the pilot training program of the 21st Fighter Squadron in Luke Air Force Base in Arizona, $500 million. That's probably ongoing and still being done. 250 FIM-92F man portable missiles, 108 launchers, 31 trainers, 108 M1A2T main battle tanks, and 14 M88 recovery vehicles. Those haven't been delivered yet. Maybe one or two early shipments may have been made where they can start training and evaling them. The 66 F-16 Vipers Block 70 multi-role fighters, 75 F-110 engine, 75 Link 16 systems, 75 AN-APG-83 Asia radars, and 120 AN-ALE-50 towed decoy systems. Again, that's an $8 billion contract, incredibly important, and not one aircraft has been delivered yet. And because Lockheed Martin had moved their main F-16 assembly line, moved us from Texas. Well, they didn't move it. They're just focusing on producing the F-35 in Texas, and I believe the F-16s are going to be produced in the Carolinas, the new factory. And someone is probably following that. Maybe you can tell us if they've actually even started production on that in that factory in the Carolinas. And let's see here. This is pretty important, and I'm not sure if these have been delivered yet. 6 MS-110 multispectral airborne reconnaissance pods. That's worth $367 billion. Again, this is another very, very important system right here that I'm about to read that would really help Taiwan. 135 AGM-84H standoff land attack missile expanded response. That's the SLAM extended range. That would cause the Chinese fits. And again, unknown if that was even delivered. Another very important system, these are the HIMARS, 11 M142 high mobility rocket systems, HIMARS, and 64 MGM-168 Army tactical missile systems. Yes, that's the ATACMS. Could this shipment of ATACMS been diverted to Ukraine? I got to tell you, I think again, it is more in the strategic interest of the United States to protect Taiwan than Ukraine. I know I'm going to hear some pushback around that, but just given the interest the United States has in the semiconductor industry in Taiwan, it is simply more important for the United States to protect Taiwan than Ukraine. So let me have it. I can deal with it. Let's see. 100 Harpoon coastal defense systems with 400 RGM-84L4 Harpoon Block 2 surface launch missiles. Major issue to get Taiwan those systems. Big time. and hasn't been done yet. 4 weapons ready MQ-9B. These are the Reaper, $600 million contract. Don't know how much good it would do, but it would definitely help keeping an eye on what China was doing by Taiwan. And then under Biden, we got, and none of this stuff I believe has been delivered yet. 40 M109A6 Paladins. That actually would help Taiwan, especially engaging Chinese forces if they were looking to land on Taiwan beaches. I don't think it would get that far. I think, again, China would look to try and seal off and just basically prevent anything from getting into Taiwan. And that's what it would do. It would do a military blockade of Taiwan. I think that is the only recourse at this point China has, and we have to, meaning the United States and Taiwan, has to develop the Taiwan ability to negate that blockade strategy by China. You can make that very, very costly for China as it tries to enact that blockade. And look, a blockade is an act of war, and you have to treat it as such. And we have to give the Taiwanese systems that can counter a blockade. Again, I don't believe China has the ability to physically land on the main island of Taiwan successfully. Not right now. In 2030, 2035, we can reassess. But right now, and probably within the next 5 years, that capability is just not present based on my analysis. And then let's see, this is Biden deliveries. More AGM-84L1 Harpoon Block 2 missiles, AIM-9X Block 2 Sidewinders, great for those F-16s. And Patriot International Engineering Service Program and Field Surveillance Program, Patriot Contractor Technical Assistance, and just kind of that infrastructure assistance for existing systems that the Taiwanese possess, which again is very, very important. So that's kind of the backlog right now, and again, a lot of this stuff has not even been delivered yet, and given just what's happening around Taiwan and what China is doing right now, we got to get those systems to Taiwan. And again, if this kicks off, and at some point it may, it could. I don't think we as a country have seen anything yet in terms of supply chain disruption. If this were to happen, so the ability to give Taiwan enough military assistance where China thinks to itself, look, this is just not worth it, so we're not even going to try it, is in the best interest of the United States, especially as we look at this from a geostrategic viewpoint and trying to prevent China from attacking or blockading Taiwan. Anyway, I think I've gone on long enough, but again, thanks for joining us, and we'll have more to come as we continue to monitor and report on this. And as always, have a good day.